Hello, Dr. Joe here of the AskDrJoe.org and the 2020from.com. So, week 7 is about something that we may describe as being controversial in diabetic circles. Because you have gurus who will tell you that you should not touch fruits as a diabetic with a 10-foot pole. Something that really irritates me. And what I'm trying to do in this diabetics video series is to get you off that trap of being afraid of fruits. Now, diabetics should eat fruits, and I'm going to explain to you why you should consume fruits as a diabetic in this very video. And it's not just me saying that. I'm going to back it up with a very nice piece of research. So you better pay attention, and you're going to see that people who are telling you not to eat fruits are really lying to you, because you'll be missing out hugely on the benefits of consuming fruits. So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so this is week 7, and what are we doing in week 7? Well, we are going to be adding. We're going to be adding. So, next question, what are we adding? Well, I'll be very, very clear with you. I'll be upfront with you, and that is that we are going to be adding fruits to make our lives fruitylicious. Okay, fruitylicious. So even as diabetics, we need to consume fruits, and I'll be coming to that in a minute. So let me clear one myth that is so deeply ingrained in people, and that is the fact that I will admit that yes, fruits do contain sugars. Okay, fruits do contain natural sugar, and it's a mix of sucrose, fructose, and glucose. So we've got this mix of natural sugars in fruits. That is very true, but that is not to say, as a diabetic, you should not consume fruits. Why is that? Well, here's the thing. The fear of fruits actually comes from the presence of the fructose and the glucose. This is the main thing. And you're going to see YouTube videos where some gurus are telling you to avoid fruits because fruits are a sugar bomb. No, you don't need to listen to those gurus because they are wrong. And here is something you need to know, and this is the myth. Yes, fructose is harmful, but fructose is only harmful when you consume excessive amounts of fructose. That is the key phrase, excessive amounts of fructose. So, how does that relate to fruits? Here's the thing. It is very difficult for you to consume excessive amounts of fructose from eating whole fruits. Okay? It is difficult for you to consume excessive amounts of fructose from eating whole fruits. So, that is the first thing that you need to know regarding fruit consumption. And I wanted to clear up that very myth. So, your next question is going to be, well, you've talked about fructose. What about glucose? Well, here's the thing you also need to know, and that is that the glucose and the fructose that's in the fruit actually comes wrapped in a package. Okay, it is not free sugar, it is not added sugar. That's the reason why you have to consume your fruit and not really worry too much about the glucose and the fructose in it, because all of this natural sugar that is in fruits comes wrapped up in a package. And of course, you should know that fruits do have fiber and water. And indeed, 90% of the fruit is made up of both the fiber and the water. And that is protective for you. Okay, it is protective. That is something you need to know. And stop being afraid of fruits. Okay, let's move on. Now, fruits have soluble fiber as well as insoluble fiber. So, this is the protection that you get from consuming fruits, which means that the natural sugars in the fruits they're going to be released a lot more slowly when you consume whole fruits. Okay, whole fruits. The soluble fiber in the fruits slows down the absorption of the glucose in the fruits. And that is the reason why you really do not have to be so scared of consuming fruits as a diabetic, because the fiber in the fruit is protective. Fiber is your friend when it comes to diabetes. So let's move on. The skin in the fruits provide you with insoluble fiber that keeps you regular. This is one more reason why you should consume fruits. So you got insoluble fiber in the peel of the fruits. And do remember that your bowel health is just as important as the health of other systems. In your bowel, you need to keep the microbiome in the bowel diverse and healthy. So you feed your gut good bacteria, and that is protective of your health as well. So bowel health is important, and fruits will help you to improve your bowel health. Water plus fiber fills you up, keeping hunger at bay. This is another reason that you should consume fruits. The water and the fiber in the fruits is satiating, and that keeps hunger at bay. One more reason why you should consume your fruits. Now, let's get into a little bit of science. Here's a surprise study finding for you if you're a diabetic. And I want you to pay special attention to what I'm about to say here. So, we're going to be looking at this very study here that was published in PLOS Medicine with the title Fresh Fruit Consumption in Relation to Incident Diabetes and Diabetic Vascular Complications, a 7-year prospective study of 500,000 Chinese adults. Now, I'll give you just a brief overview of this very study, the design here. What the study authors did was they recruited 482,591 Chinese adults, and amongst these study participants, there were non-diabetics and diabetics, and they monitored their fruit consumption and followed them up for a total of 7 years. Okay, 7 years. Now, we're not going to go into details of the study, but let's look at their conclusion. And here's what they said. In this large epidemiological study in Chinese adults, higher fresh fruit consumption was associated with significantly lower risk of diabetes, and amongst diabetic individuals, lower risks of death and development of major vascular complications. So, what this study is saying is that if you are non diabetic, if you are eating a huge amount of fruits in your diet, that prevents diabetes. And if you are already diabetic and you're eating lots of fruits, that lowers your risk of death and that lowers your risk of major vascular complications that usually lead to death anyway. And one of the things they recommended was that we should stop discouraging diabetics from consuming fruits because that practice is actually harmful to diabetics. Okay, that practice is harmful. So there's a lesson there for you to say, as a diabetic, you should be consuming fruits. Let's move on. Eating fruits is also associated with lower risk of developing high blood pressure, strokes, obesity, and some cancers. And here's one more reason why you should consume fruits as a diabetic. And that's because as a diabetic, you have a higher risk of high blood pressure, a higher risk of strokes, a higher risk of obesity, and higher risk of developing some cancers. And when you consume those fruits, of course, that lowers your risk of all of these conditions. And that represents an even more important reason for you to consume fruits as a diabetic.
So there you go. Get your pomegranates out, get your blueberries out, and these are just some examples. And start consuming fruits as diabetics. Now, if you have not been consuming fruits for a while, it might be a little bit daunting for you because of everything you've heard about fruits. What I'm going to do is to simplify the process for you. So in a video that will come out in 4 days time, I'm going to explain to you how you can safely introduce fruits into your diet as a diabetic. That's the video to be expected in 4 days time. And of course, in a week's time, that will be video number 8 of the diabetic video series. So be on the lookout for the next 2 videos. The one for safe introduction of fruits into your diet as a diabetic. That's in 4 days time. And in 7 days time, that will be video number 8 of the diabetes reversal video series. So hopefully you got some value from this very video. The most important takeaway is that you should consume fruits as a diabetic because they're good for you. That's what this video is saying. Lots of reasons why you should consume fruits. So hopefully you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share this video with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. And if you've got any questions, oh, by the way, don't forget to go to askdrjoe.org. And you can ask your questions there, and please support the channel whilst you're there. Don't be a freeloader if you go there, please, because I do a lot of free stuff here on YouTube, and it makes sense for you to help the channel over there. So got questions right for this very video? Ask them down below. I think that's about it. Until next time, this is Dr. Joe signing out.